Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the DC Wilcott Gymnasium, where the Cadet Student Network has cadet basketball all ready for you. It's a special night here in the gym. It is the senior night ceremony. We're going to throw down to the PA. Oh, there you see us. We actually have a camera up here now, right there, right in front of us. So we are about to get going. Coach Butch Dimovitz is about to do the introductions for the CBC seniors. We'll go live down on the court. We'll be back up here in the Tim Kylo broadcast booth in just a moment. We rejoin from the booth. Tom Eichwald alongside Leo Ramos. There you have the senior night ceremony as we get set for CBC against Chaminade. 7 senior players honored this evening. Eric Holmes, Kendall Houston, Owen Goddard, Mikhail Abdul-Hamid, Justice Johnson, Larry Hughes Jr., and you heard it right at the end, the newest member of the 1,000-point club at CBC, Rob Martin. Also being honored, managers Andrew Purcell, Max Hercules, and Vernon Jackson. Bring in Leo. Leo should be a good one this evening.
Yeah, absolutely. I already got the chills from that intro. An exciting night, senior night. CBC is looking for revenge. Chaminade did beat CBC earlier in the year, but I think we have a big crowd tonight, an exciting atmosphere, and as you said, it should be a good one.
That game you mentioned was a 71-65 overtime thriller. The Cadets coming away behind by 6 points. 71-65 is the final score. But as you look at that one, just a phenomenal game of basketball. Cadets just absolutely, Mikhail Abdul-Hamid, 100% from the free throw line. Some pretty good shooting in that game as well, but just couldn't quite get enough to fall. And Chaminade tying it up with a few seconds to go was enough to put the Red Devils over the edge. They come into this game, the number 3 team in the area, the Cadets on top, but also on line is an MCC title. If the Cadets win this game, they will be the MCC champions for the 2021-2022 season. If Chaminade wins, they will be co-champions because they will both have 2 conference losses. Those are the stakes as we get set for kickoff. Leo, tell us about some of the players to watch this evening.
Well, you know, I got quite a few players for Chaminade. 4 players for Chaminade that is in double digits. And let me give them to you right here. B.J. Ward, Navillion Jonathan Daniels, Philip Sinabad, and Nate Strotter. So they're the 4 integral guys for this team. And, you know, they can really pass the ball. They can score in many different ways. So that's going to be a key thing to look at CBC defense and how they respond to those 4 guys.
Very similar teams in a lot of ways. The Red Devils come into this game 17-6 on the season. The Cadets 18-6. And as we mentioned, the conference title is on the line tonight. It has been a good week for Cadet Athletics as they got the win against SLU in basketball. That won 72-57. And just last week as well on Friday, beating Vianney 92-69. So a couple of big conference wins at the end of the season. A big one over DeSmet as well. So it has been a great week for the Cadet basketball players. Also a great week for the Cadet hockey team. Congratulations to the Cadets on making it to the Challenge Cup semifinal. Those games will be played the weekend of the 25th and 26th. It'll be a Friday night, Saturday night. Game times are being decided, but we'll let you know about those, and we will bring you those on the Cadet Student Network as the basketball team gets set to wrap up the regular season here on senior night. We do have starters for you. You're going to hear them in just a little bit, but we'll run through them for you as well just to make sure you hear them loud and clear. Starting for the Cadets, number 1, Rob Martin, 2, Larry Hughes Jr., 3, Justice Johnson, 22, Kendall Houston, and 33, Eric Holmes. Starting for the Red Devils, it's number 2, B.J. Ward, 11, Jimmy Lansing, 13, Walt Strotter, 31, Philip Sinabad, and 33, Nate Strotter as well. So those are the teams. We are set. We have just about 6 minutes remaining before kickoff. We're going to step aside for just a few minutes. We'll have kickoff coming your way on the Cadet Student Network. back to the booth. Tom Eichwald, Leo Ramos. We are getting set for tip-off between CBC and Chaminade. We are going to begin with a brief prayer and the playing of our national anthem. So we're going to step aside during that, and when we come back, we'll have starting lineups, a little bit of pregame for you. This is CBC Chaminade on the Cadet Student Network.
Let us remember that we are in the holy presence of God. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord, we thank you for being with us tonight. Let us continue to experience your love through the grace, compassion, and friendship offered by the people we encounter every day. As we enjoy tonight's contest, please help us to do so with good sportsmanship and respect. We give you thanks for the talents of these young men, and we pray that they carry the bonds of brotherhood formed through athletics with them for the rest of their lives. Bless our efforts as we develop young men who are guided by faith, strengthened by intellect, committed to justice, and prepared to lead and serve. For this we pray, amen. Sing our Baptist Full South. Live Jesus in our hearts.
There you have the prayer and national anthems. We will get set to announce the starters. We did give those to you just a few minutes ago. As we do this, let's go back to January 14th, the previous meeting between these two. We mentioned CBC shooting. It was a fairly strong shooting evening. They were 44.8% from the field to Chaminade's 39.4%, so they outshot them. The big difference, though, Chaminade 36% from three-point range, and the Cadets just 12.5%. So the three ball was a huge factor in that game. You also had Martin, Houston, and Bull, all with Martin with 17, Houston and Bull with 14 apiece. The Red Devils were led by B.J. Ward with 22, and they will look to get back at it. And one of the key battles to watch is the rebound battle between Philip Sinabad and John Bull. In that previous game, Sinabad with 14 rebounds to John Bull's 15, but only 3 offensive rebounds for Big John. So I think that will be a point of emphasis for him. As we get set for the starting lineups, there you see the lights being turned out. Good job by Trevor Kellogg to get over there and turn out the lights upstairs. You get the light show getting started, and something every high school does, I'm sure, Leo, right?
I don't know. I couldn't be so sure, but this is a great atmosphere. I'm kind of getting a little bit of FOMO, fear of missing out. That's an exciting crowd, a really loud environment. Sometimes it's hard to hear Mr. Eichwald, but yeah, I can't wait for this game.
They were going through the starters for CBC. We'll give them to you as well. You have number 1, Rob Martin at 5'11". He is a senior guard. Larry Hughes Jr., a senior at 6'4". He's wearing number 2. Justice Johnson wearing number 3. He comes in at 6'1", also a senior. Kendall Houston, a senior starter. You're sensing a theme at home, I'm sure. It is senior night. At 6'3", Kendall Houston wearing 22 this evening. And Eric Holmes at 6'7", with wearing 33 this evening. The Cadets are wearing white jerseys and white shorts. The visiting Red Devils will be wearing all black uniforms tonight with some nice white numbers, make it easy for us. Starting for them, number 2, B.J. Ward, 11, Jimmy Lansing, 13, Walt Straughter, 31, Philip Sinabad, and 33, Nate Straughter. As we get set for tip, any last thoughts, Leo?
Well, if you're a Cadet fan, you got to watch out for number 2, B.J. Ward. The offense runs through him. He is the leading scorer for the Red Devils with 13.8 points per game. But also, get this, he is averaging 5.1 assists per game, so everything goes through him.
The opening tip will be Sinabad versus Holmes, and it's the Red Devils who come away with it. BJ Ward is going to start things off with the first possession. He's got Walt Straughter alongside. Nate Straughter's pass into the corner for Sinabad is off of Philip Sinabad's leg. It'll be the first possession for the Cadets as we start the first quarter.
Maybe the Red Devils feeling already a little bit nervous with the opening drive, or not drive, but opening possession not going their way.
It is a great atmosphere in here. The Cadet Crew section of the bleachers is absolutely jam-packed. So great CBC student section. Chaminade's still filling in. You imagine it will. Justice Johnson now for the Cadets, all the way across for Houston. Drives with the left hand. Back up top to Larry Hughes. He'll drive with the left as well. Now Martin resets. Just about 30 seconds into this one, still scoreless. Justice Johnson drives. Forces to kick all the way up top. Hughes Jr., no good. Just a little too long, and Ward comes away with the rebound. Quick pass in the corner, that's Walt Straughter. The Cadets take it back, but give it right back to the Red Devils. Spin and fade away from Nate Straughter, no good. Rebound, all his Sinabad's, and that's good.
First opening points of the game comes from second chances and a turnover by Justice Johnson. He'll want to have that one back.
So Sinabad's first 2 points of the evening. And it's a jump ball. The arrow will go to the Cadets as Holmes and Sinabad get tangled up. Two big guys out there. That arrow does go to the Cadets, so Justice Johnson will inbound just in front of his own student section. It's got to be a lot more pleasant to inbound in front of your own student section than the opposing one. But it's your own gym. You should have that privilege. Tom Eichwald alongside Leo Ramos as Rob Martin puts up a three, and he's going to take a foul from Walt Straughter. That'll be the first for him. Easy call for the officials, and this will be 3 shots for Martin.
Chaminade showing a very stout defense early on. Looks like they're going with a man defense, but also when the ball is at the top of the arc, they're putting pressure on Rob Martin with a double team.
Martin, a 72.6% free throw shooter. Gets the first one to fall.
He's raised that percentage up a little bit towards the end of the season. He was 70% about 2 weeks ago.
Doubles his tally with that one. This will be the final shot. Hard to argue with that. The Red Devils take over, trailing by 1 here in the first quarter. It's Straughter to Straughter. And there's Nate Straughter with 31, Walt Straughter 13. And we're going to get a whistle here.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be on Eric Holmes. He had a little push as Red Devil offender was just kind of crossing the paint and gave him a little shoulder.
First foul of the game against the Cadets evens the foul total 1-1 as Ward will inbound. BJ Ward guarded by Houston, and the lay-in attempt no good by Lansing. Off go the Cadets. Johnson thinks about it. Instead finds Rob Martin. Nice move, and good!
Oh my goodness. He just put that man on skates with that crossover move.
6 points already for Martin. What a move. Lansing, Ward up top trying to respond. No good, little short as Martin comes away with it. Martin versus Ward. Rob Martin goes up for it, draws the contact. No points. That'll be Ward's first foul.
Robert Martin heating up early on in this game. As you mentioned, he's 6, and that's all the points for the Cadets. He could add it up to 8, but what a key start for the Cadets, led by Rob Martin. Little shades of Allen Iverson early on in this game.
Going way back with the answer there. Rob Martin makes the first one. Senior season, getting toward the end of the regular season here, gearing up for district play, which will be next week, or the week after next, sorry. And that's a good effort by Sinabad. But he can't keep it at, he can't keep it in. It'll be a CBC ball.
For those of you who don't know, Robert Martin added up his points per game average to 19.1. He was around 18.5, 18.8 throughout the season. It's up to 19.1 now.
Larry Hughes Jr., NBA three, no good. Rebound pulled in by Ward. Pass is tipped. Holmes finds Houston on the outlet. He's got Hughes and Martin alongside. Ball comes back for Kendall Houston. Now Eric Holmes. And we're going to get a foul called. I think that is against Estrada. Nate Strauder called with his first foul. Third team foul for Chaminade. With 5:46 remaining in the first quarter. Will be inbounded by Justice Johnson. So far, no substitutions for either team, so we have the original starting 10 out there. Martin works against Nate Strauder. Now Justice Johnson back for Rob Martin. Larry puts it on the floor. Pass back up top for Martin. Long range three, no good. Houston gets a poke in there, but Sinabad comes away with it and loses it.
Oh my goodness.
Great pressure from CBC as they force yet another turnover from Chaminade.
Early on, I think CBC has like up to 4 to 5 turnovers, really pressuring Chaminade right off the rebound. They've done this a couple times. They forced a jump ball earlier in this game as well.
CBC just coming out with maybe a little bit more intensity than Chaminade so far. As Houston drives, there will be contact, and I think that is going to go against Kendall Houston. That'll be his first. Nice job by Chaminade, setting those feet, and Chaminade will take a timeout, which gives us a chance to ask, Cadet fans, are you protected? Call State Farm agent and CBC alum Tim Kylo for all your insurance needs. Tim is more than just the best insurance guy in town. He's also the presenting sponsor of CSN, and we're incredibly grateful for his support. Call Tim at 314-842-4442 or send him an email, tim@timkylo, that's KILO.com. Wants to help you save on your insurance. Also doing a nice job of helping the homeless and hungry in St. Louis. If you want to find out how or if you want to be a part of it, you can look up Resurrection Charities Foundation on Facebook. It's an organization dedicated to feeding and supporting the homeless in our community through direct street outreach. Each week, a dedicated team of volunteers commit many hours to preparing and delivering meals to the people who need it most. Tim is a great example of how CBC's alumni carry our mission far beyond their high school days. To learn more, just search Resurrection Charities Foundation on Facebook. 5:21 to go as Chaminade inbounds. This is B.J. Ward starting another possession for the Red Devils. They won't be thrilled with the way they've started this game in the first couple of minutes, but we've got a long way to go, and they have a lot of talent on the floor. Ward over the top pass. That's Walt Strauder. Now Philip Sinabad all the way across. Houston tips it. Johnson tips it back to Houston, but Houston standing on the line. He's saying he picked his foot up, but the officials disagree. Chaminade ball.
He did have a pretty good view. He was right there.
Right on top of it. Unless we see clearly otherwise, we're going to give them the benefit of the doubt.
CBC.
I'm not sure what Clarkson Eye Care did to be the official eye care provider of the cadet student section, but it seems to be a favorite.
Yeah,
every
I
once
know.
in a while. If they're listening, maybe they want to pick that up.
I think they're telling the ref to just check his eyes maybe a little bit. They didn't agree with the call, so that's the chant for that. And what a block!
Justice Johnson with the block. Larry Hughes at the other end. More intensity from CBC. That's the story so far. Houston back to Justice. Thought he might try the shot there just to finish it off.
You know, and I don't think it's just CBC's defense that's doing well. I mean, Chaminade have done a great job on defense as well. It's just that CBC got that very amazing three by Rob Martin that was just beyond fantastic. That was an NBA-level crossover into a three with a hand in his face. But that's been the only real difference besides free throws.
There's a foul down on the baseline against Sinabad. That is his first. 7-2 is the score. As Mikhail Abdul-Hamid comes in for Justice Johnson. Teammates rise to greet him on the bench. It's been part of a great start for the Cadets. They love a few more points to show for it. But they have put a lot of pressure on the Red Devils. Larry Hughes puts one in.
It's going to be important to get him fired up. That early basket puts him on the board.
Lansing underneath, nicely worked to Sinabad. Easy points for him. Doubles his total. That's 4 on the night for Sinabad. Now Hughes goes up and over Lansing. There's contact, and they're going to get Lansing for it. And that will send Hughes to the line. Nice job by Hughes to initiate that. I think we might have a replay for you. Here it is. You can see Lansing leaning into him, putting pressure as the shot came away. So Lansing called for his first foul. Hughes gets his first shot to go. His third point on the evening, can make it 4, and there you hear the crowd welcoming John Bowl to the game. Ever popular gives a high five to Rob Martin.
You know, and here's an interesting fact about John Bowl. He has hit the century mark in terms of blocks. And to put that in perspective, the next highest on the court with blocks in the season is 12. That is impressive.
Long-range shot no good from Ward. Rebound is pulled in by Holmes. And with Holmes and Bowl out there, you got a lot of size for CBC. But look, it's Rob Martin. Shortest guy on the court, goes straight down Broadway and lays it in. And is he going to draw the foul?
I think they're going to call a charge.
They're going to call a charge against Rob Martin. Crowd doesn't like that one, neither does Rob Martin.
You know, it's pretty rare you see a guy that's smaller than the defender get that charging call. But we're just going to have to go with what the ref says.
He went in there. We completely lost sight of him for a second. 3.5 remaining in the first quarter. This is Lansing. Gives it to Nate Straughter. Three-point effort is no good. Martin gets a tip on the rebound, but it finds its way to Daniels, who's into the game. Now Walt Straughter. Into the corner, there was Daniels, no good. Hit the big one against CBC a few weeks ago. Rob Martin all the way across. What a sling that was to Eric Holmes, and good.
How did he see that? Rob Martin, I believe, is 5'10". Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he's 5'10", but the fact that he saw that over 6-foot-plus players is astonishing.
And just an underhanded sling pass. That'll make the highlight reel. I don't think that was as graceful a pass, but it did find Larry Hughes in the corner, who returns the favor. So Rob Martin got the pass away under some duress. No-look pass. And it succeeds in hitting a couple of CBC students in the shoe, but that's about it.
Yeah, maybe a little miscommunication with Rob and John Bowl. John Bowl was moving on the other side of the wing and just didn't see the ball coming.
Some confusion for Chaminade over who actually is going to inbound this. Eventually, Walt Straughter makes his way over there, as he's encouraged by the CBC student section. CBC president and vice president, Jake Mitchell and Pat Heidert right there in the middle, leading the charge. Underneath to Ward, that's good. To Ward's first points of the evening. 2:18 now remaining.
I've been really impressed with Lansing's passing ability. That's 2 assists and really good vision for a big guy.
Martin from way downtown, that's off the back of the rim. Ward comes away with yet another rebound, and Straughter lays it in at the other side. No. Walt Straughter couldn't get it to go, so CBC comes away with the rebound. Martin with the move. This time no good, but John Bowl is there.
The building is erupting. It is going down to shreds with how ferocious that slam was by John Bowl.
You know, the best view of that in the house is Dean of Students Jeff Meyer. He was right in front of it. Here goes Justice Johnson at the other way. He's going to lay it up himself. No good. Coming in for the rebound, that was Nasir Binion. And we've got a replay of this. You don't need any description here, folks. Just take a watch and enjoy. MVP there is the dean trying to keep the students back. Calm under pressure. I want to thank our crew this evening. We got Charles Bryan, Ari Oberman, Trevor Kellogg, and Logan Torrance working the broadcast tonight. Leo Ramos alongside. I'm Tom Eichwald, Randy Gardner running the show right next to us. 1:23 remaining. I believe Lansing the three, doesn't take it. That's Walt Straughter, passes it out to Sinabad, and that's good. That's going to be 3 points. Gets him up to 7 on the game as Justice Johnson will bring it up. Timeout taken by CBC. Have to say, great start for the Cadets, Leo.
Yeah, I think Coach Tatum wanted to call a timeout here just to make sure that there is no momentum gain at all from Chaminade after that three-point shot. Earlier in the game, I was going to mention how
Here's to see another replay, not to cut you off, Leo, another replay of John Bowl with the putback. Boy, that was a lot of fun. Continue.
Yeah, I mean, you got to see 2 replays of that. That dunk was insane. But to continue on, I was going to say how Chaminade's 3-point shooting was probably not going to be as good as it was last game. We mentioned that was the factor. And it seemed like it had completely flipped before that shot. And then they started missing layups, essentially. So I think that's a big relief that 3-point was made.
And just not a typical Chaminade start, as they're struggling to keep up with the pace of CBC so far. About a minute to go here in the first quarter as Martin brings it across the line. They go under the minute mark. Here is John Bowl against Sinabad. Into the corner, Justice Johnson thought about it. And that's a pass across for Rob Martin, who will regain and bring it back across. CBC preparing a substitution as Abdul Hamid passes it right out to Martin, works it around to Johnson for 3, no good. Ward, another rebound, been handy on the boards tonight. And a good dive by Nate Straughter, tried to call the timeout, and he got it in. Nice job by Nate to pounce on that ball, call timeout before any pressure could be put on him. Would have gotten the possession arrow and a jump ball, but 33.9 to go as we stop.
And it looked like Chaminade went to a 3-2 zone defense on that last possession with, I believe it's Philip Sinabad, one of the taller guys on the court at the front, just to deny those passes that Rob Martin can make so easily across the court.
As we come out of the timeout, we want to say thanks to the folks at Mercy Sports Medicine for continuing to take great care of our student athletes. Mercy is ranked as a top-tier Catholic health system nationally and offers the highest quality health care for students and their families. We know this firsthand here at CBC. Athletic trainer Kristen Jeans and the team at Mercy take great care of our young men. To learn more, visit www.mercy.net. BJ Ward is going to bring it across. He's out there with Daniels, Walt Straughter. Into the corner, new player in, Colin Perry is in, and also Sinabad. Correction, Nate Straughter, I might have said Walt. Nate wearing 33, Walt wearing 13. Nate is the one on the floor as Daniels lets the clock go all the way down to 10. Nate Straughter back up top. Daniels passes it underneath. Perry, 2-point attempt with 5 seconds to go, no good. Daniels with the putback. That one is good, and that'll be the last action of the first quarter as Daniels makes it 14-11. Good job by Chaminade to claw back in the last couple of minutes of that period, and they have weathered an early storm from the Cadets perhaps.
Yeah, absolutely. It looked like the game was about to get out of hand. It was at 14-6, the largest lead of the game so far, 8 points. As you mentioned, they clawed back, and now it's only a 3-point difference.
Unofficial game summaries so far. Rob Martin leads all scorers. Actually, he's tied with Philip Sinabad with 7 points apiece. Larry Hughes with 3 points. Holmes with 2. Bowl with 2. The coolest 2 of the night. BJ Ward with 2 on the other side. Daniels with 2 as well. Fouls, 1 for Ward, Lansing, Walt Straughter, Sinabad, and Nate Straughter. And for CBC, fouls for Rob Martin with 1, Kendall Houston with 1, and Eric Holmes for 1. So that is how we finish the first quarter. Again, that's unofficial. It's just us with a pen and a piece of paper. So we'll try to get the official at halftime just to make sure we're giving you correct information. But at the end of the first quarter, it is 14-11. If you are just joining us, it is a senior night broadcast being honored tonight before the game. Managers Andrew Purcell, Max Hercules, and Vern Jackson, along with players Eric Holmes, Kendall Houston, Owen Goddard, Mikhail Abdul-Hamid, Justice Johnson, Larry Hughes Jr., and Rob Martin. On the floor right now for the Cadets, it's Binion, Houston, Hughes Jr., Bowl, and Gauze. And for Chaminade, it's Walt Straughter, Nate Straughter, Philip Sinabad, Jimmy Lansing, and BJ Ward. This is their starting 5 back out on the floor at the start of the second quarter. This is Walt. Lansing thinks about it, finds Sinabad for 3, straight up and no good. That's going to be out off of Chaminade.
You know, I think I would like to see, I know I'm not the coach here, but I think I would like to see John Bull a little bit tighter on Lansing because he has made some key passes.
Goss, the sophomore, for 3, no good, as Ward comes away with yet another rebound. Talked about the rebound battle between Sinabad and Bull. Not keeping this stat up here, but I have to imagine Ward probably has 5 rebounds by now already. Something like it. Ball just seems to be finding him tonight. This is Walt Straughter. Loses out, he's double teamed. That was Goss and Hughes Jr. Now Lansing. Not too concerned about the long shot. They're going to let him stand there as he finds Ward underneath, tries to flip it to Sinabad. Good job by Binion, but Sinabad pulls off the move, in and out.
I think they're going to call over the back foul.
Yep, that's Walt Straughter who came over the back of Larry Hughes Jr. That is his second foul of the evening.
To add on to your point about B.J. Ward, he is averaging around 3.3 rebounds per game, which is quite good for a guard.
It is, but some nights the ball just finds you, and it seems to be just finding him off the rim. It's been a number of times. They've been uncontested rebounds for the most part, where it just ends up in his hands. 6:45 remaining in the second quarter. CBC, the number 1 team in the area, according to last week's Post-Dispatch poll. Chaminade number 3 behind East St. Louis. What a game that was between CBC and East St. Louis here just a couple of weeks ago. It was an instant classic, really. Lansing and Gauze going at it, and I think Anthony Gauze comes away with it for CBC. Possession arrow stays with the Cadets. No, that was not Gauze. That was that Binion in there, or was?
I believe it was Binion, yeah. Great hustle play, though. Didn't give up on the play and give CBC's offense a second opportunity.
Missed a substitution in there. It is now Kendall Houston, John Bull, Rob Martin, Justice Johnson, and Larry Hughes Jr. Lansing and Bull, the battle underneath. Sinabad gets involved. Referees just making sure everybody's calm. Johnson all the way up top to Houston. Larry Hughes Jr., no good. Boy, if he could just hit 1 or 2 of those, you feel like they'd start coming in droves.
Yeah, Larry Hughes seems to heat up in the second half, just try to get those shots in.
Good move by Daniels. It draws the foul from Bull. That'll be his first.
That would have been the 101 block, but the referee seems to have said that Bull has made contact with the player, not the ball.
You heard that correctly. 100 blocks for John Bull coming into this game. Daniels converts. And Leo busting out the research before the game. That 100 rebounds is a CBC school record. Previously held by his coach, Justin Tatum, at 93, did you say it was?
Yes. And that was blocks, by the way.
Blocks. Daniels, second one is good as well. He's up to 4 points on the game as Rob Martin is going to bring it back up for CBC. 14-13, CBC got out to a little bit of a lead. And Chaminade has fought back nicely. Hughes, there's a foul on the floor. That's going to be called against Sinabad, I believe. Nope, they're going to get that against Daniels. First one, 7th team foul now for Chaminade. As Abdul Hamid will make way. Coming on the floor now to 44, Calvin Ross.
Calvin Ross has, as of recently, gotten increasing more play time. He's gained that trust with Coach Tatum, and that helps even with the rotation that Tatum likes to implement into these games.
Hughes at the line. 5:58 remaining in this first quarter. Second quarter, correction, first half. Hughes gets that to convert. Or Martin, no, it was Hughes. Lost focus for 1 second, thought I made a mistake on the roster, and it all spirals out of control.
Yeah, Larry Hughes, 81.4% from the free throw line, the best percentage when it comes to the CBC Cadets free throw shooting.
Larry Hughes Jr. now with 5 points on the game. This is Nate Straughter, no good. Sinabad gets the rebound. Bull jumps, but he gets it over him somehow. And Sinabad now with 9 points. Stays a 1-point game as Martin crosses the line.
Yeah, John Bull hasn't had an opportunity to get a block this game. I think they've might have learned how to shoot the ball with a little bit more arc to it just to get over those long arms.
Sinbad did a really nice job there. You almost have to fade away just to give yourself a chance. Martin from the corner, no good. Bull comes up with the rebound almost accidentally. Now Ross for three over Lansing, good. Calvin Ross with his first three of the game.
A 3-point from, I guess you could say, an unlikely source. I know Calvin Ross has 24 points on the season, but I don't know how many of those are threes.
Ward's layup no good. Bull comes down with the rebound. Now Martin double teamed. Uses those quick feet to get away, then split his defenders. Goes in the middle. He gets tripped up there by Daniels. No call. I think it's an accidental contact. Martin tries to lay in, no good. Nate Straughter comes away with it. Sinbad now from the corner at the other end, airballs it. CBC fans will let him know about that. There it is. As Eric Holmes comes back in. A lot of contact down here on the Rob Martin drive.
Yeah, I mean, but also great ability from Rob Martin to just dribble past almost everybody. The only thing that was missing was the layup at the end of the play.
The CBC 5 right now is Martin, Hughes Jr., Holmes, Ross, and Bull. They're going against Ward, Lansing, Sinbad, Daniels, and Nate Straughter. Larry Hughes Jr. from the corner. Still no good. He just can't get that first one to go, can he? Calvin Ross already did. Can he get the second one? He does.
Calvin Ross making a name for himself in a big game. Way to make a statement.
So Calvin up to 6 points. The clock goes below 4 minutes. Lansing, a couple of fake passes, finds Daniels. Again, Sinbad. Fade away, no good. Lansing puts it back up over John. John Bull takes it right out of Eric Holmes' hand. And then Calvin Ross again.
Not again.
Rattles out. Bull can't pull in the rebound. Walt Straughter was there applying some pressure. Now Daniels. Ross tries to poke it away. Daniels puts the shot up. Tipped by Sinbad, no good. Good pace now for CBC, 3:20 remaining. Martin for Holmes, lays it in. Good adjustment by Holmes. I'm not sure he saw that pass coming. Not many did, but Martin's able to find him. Now Sinbad, that's good.
Speaking of adjustments, CBC has adjusted their defense to a 2-3 zone, and it's completely worked. They're up to a 7-point lead now.
Philip Sinbad, first in the game, up to 10 points. He's at 11, so he's first cross into double digits, and there he gets the foul, his second.
So they're up to 8 team fouls now, which means Calvin Ross is going to shoot a 1-and-1.
So we're both reaching for the stats to give the same number. I'll let you have the honor, Leo.
Thank you so much. Calvin Ross, 3 for 4 on the year, 75% free throw shot. We did that in sync, too.
You did.
That was actually pretty remarkable.
You got to have your stats. You got to sort through them. First one, no good, so he doesn't get a second. 24-17, just when you think Chaminade's back in this one. CBC opening up a little bit of a gap. It was Walt Straughter trying to close the gap. Lay-in is no good. Hughes pokes it out. Daniels can't get the shot away because Holmes is out quickly. And that pass looked like it was bound for Justin Tatum's face, but gets saved by Nate Straughter. Daniels fade away. That's good, and I think we're going to get a foul called against Calvin Ross. So Daniels now up to 6 points. He'll get a chance to make it 7 as Mikhail Abdul-Hamid checks in for Ross. High fives all around for Calvin.
Yeah, Daniels didn't start this game, but he's averaging 12.7 points per game, so he is a key part of this Chaminade offense.
Daniels' free throw is no good, so the lead stays 5 for the Cadets with 2:24 remaining. We are in the first half on senior night. Big conference matchup between CBC and Chaminade. Lofted pass for Hughes is up and over Holmes.
Oh, they're going to call a foul.
They're going to get Daniels?
Yes.
They're going to say Daniels was holding on to Holmes. So that's Daniels' second foul, and that means Holmes goes to the line. He'll shoot 1-and-1.
Yes, Eric Holmes, not typically the strongest free throw shooter, averaging around 56.3.
Well, then it means he's more likely to make it than not.
He doesn't get this one, though.
Yeah, that's the thing about stats. Rattles out, Daniels pulls out the rebound. Ball's off Ward's leg, then Daniels' leg. Martin can't come up with it. Into the corner, this is Nate Straughter, all the time in the world. Good.
All of a sudden, that 7-point lead has dissipated. Rough shooting from CBC, and now it's 24-22 with under 2 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Really no lead big enough to be comfortable in a game like this. Hughes, long range three, that's good. He's up to 8 points now. More important than his point total, he finally got one to go. Are the floodgates going to open now? Perry drives, and he'll draw the foul from Abdul Hamid. Pretty straightforward for the officials as McHale picks up his first.
Yeah, but I think Coach Tatum wouldn't be too upset with that. You're not letting the guard get easy points. Take him to the line, force him to miss something.
First shot is good from Perry. Substitutions for CBC. It's now Houston, Bowl, Hughes, Abdul Hamid, and Martin. Means the only digits on a CBC jersey out there are 1 and 2. How about that, Leo?
Really?
Yes.
I did not even notice that.
1, 11, 21, 22, and 2.
Good eye. I did not catch that.
I don't know what else to say other than that these things occur to me. 1:33 remaining to mix in another digit as Perry, number 1, puts it away for his second point. All right, enough of that. Hughes, no good. Just tailed off a little bit, but Bowl can't put it back. As numbers 1 and 12 duke it out. Rebound pulled in by Hughes at the other end. Now Abdul Hamid, he's got Rob Martin alongside of him. Nice strip by B.J. Ward. Now Daniels. Lansing, he's up, and that's going to be a CBC ball, isn't it? In fact, both teams combined right now. Nate Straughter, the only guy with a third digit on there. I know if Tim Gillard is at home watching that, I know he's going to be pleased by that. Clock goes below a minute now. 27-24 the advantage for the Cadets. Martin finds Bowl.
You know, Mikhail Abdul-Hamid, usually known as a wing shooter, hasn't seen many opportunities arise to him.
Hughes Jr. tries the layup. Rebound is pulled in by Lansing. Now Nate Straughter with 30 seconds to go. Spins off of Martin, tries to beat Bowl, and John doesn't block it, but he gets the rebound. Now Houston. Martin on the other side. Houston goes it himself, no good. Martin wanted that, and now Ward is going to take the contact from Abdul Hamid. Quickly picks up his second foul.
Robert Martin is just absolutely frustrated right now. You can't really lose your head in a really key game like this, but that was 2 times where they got a breakaway, a 2-on-1, and the ball handler decided to keep the ball and missed the layup. And Robert Martin, he thinks it's 2 easy points if you do get it to him.
17.1 seconds remaining as B.J. Ward steps up to the line. 3-point lead is now 2. He can make it a 1-point game here just before halftime. Some confusion here for Chaminade on how many guys stay up high versus how many drop back. They're going to leave 2 back. It's Daniels and Lansing off camera. Daniels might make his way into the corner of your frame right now, but right around half court. Ward hits the second. He's now at 4 points. 15 seconds remaining in the quarter. Cadets looking to get the last shot of the first half. Clock is at 7. Martin into the corner. This is Gauze. No good. Will Martin get one more away? He does. It's for 3. No good. Bowl can't put that one back. And we will go to halftime 27-26 between number 1 in the area, CBC, and number 3, Chaminade. It's shaping up to be a good one. We're going to take just a little bit of a break here. When we come back, we'll wrap up the first half, get you all set for second half action. You're watching basketball on CSN. Welcome back to the Tim Kylo broadcast booth. We are in the DC Wilcott Gymnasium, getting set for the second half of CBC versus Chaminade as the Cadets lead 27-26, looking for revenge for an earlier season loss to the Red Devils here at home. Tom Eichwald alongside Leo Ramos. Leo, your thoughts on what we saw in the first half?
Well, one thing that we did learn in the first half is no lead is safe. We had a lead as large as 8 points. I think it was CBC winning 14-6. That was very early on. But the momentum has shifted at least 6 times in the first half, and now the only difference between the two teams is 1 point.
You did mention something that was very important during the break as we were kind of talking off air, that the second half tends to be a little bit better for CBC.
Yeah, statistically they're scoring more. Their percentage on the field is a lot higher on both 3 points and 2 points. So the fact that they have a lead going into the second half might be a big factor going into the end of the game.
It could be, and we mentioned the last game that came down to a late 3 for Chaminade. I think it was 12 seconds left, something like that, that tied it up, and that is how it went to overtime. So I think this could come down to you are not going to be able to make a late mistake in this one. So you'd hate to see it come down to something like that. With the margins these fine, it just might. We're going to start the second half here. Looks like the way we started the game. Sinabad, Strutter, Ward, and Lansing for the Red Devils. As that's Ward who puts it up, rebounded by John Bull for CBC. Slight change as it is Bull. A lot of contact there. No foul given against Lansing. Bull, Houston, Martin, Hughes, and Johnson. There's Lansing called with the travel.
Already some end-to-end basketball to start in the second half. One thing that I do want to point out is that CBC is going with a smaller lineup. Of course, they have John Bull in there, but they might be looking to have a quick offense, looking for speed over verticality.
The difference being John Bull starting instead of Eric Holmes, who started the game. So you gain a few inches. We've seen them out on the floor together as well a good bit in the first half. Hughes Jr. Now Martin draws pressure from Lansing. Thought about the shot. Hughes is good. Oh. Larry hits another one.
We've seen Hughes just light it up at the beginning of the third quarter. This is like deja vu against DeSmet.
Ward's layup right in front of the student section hits the underside of the rim. Now Martin, this is for 2. Good. Martin and Hughes hitting early here in the half. And that's a timeout taken by the Red Devils.
Get this, 1 minute and 16 seconds into the second half, and we already have a timeout.
Yeah, Coach Bennett not happy with something there. I'm not sure if he was asking for an explanation or just venting a little bit of frustration. I'm not really sure, but that is a timeout taken by Chaminade. As we are proud to have Chick-fil-A as the official chicken sandwich of the Cadet Student Network. Those delicious Chick-fil-A sandwiches are available in CBC's concession stand, so go grab a sandwich next time you join us for a game. And be sure to visit our favorite Chick-fil-A location on Manchester Road, just east of Ballast. Chick-fil-A is CSN's favorite pregame meal, and it should be your favorite pregame meal too. Thank you, Chick-fil-A. 32-26 is your score. Before the game, you can go back and watch it once this broadcast is archived. 3 senior managers, 7 senior players honored. The managers Andrew Purcell, Max Hercules, and Vern Jackson. And the players Eric Holmes, Kendall Houston, Owen Goddard, Mikhail Abdul-Hamid, Justice Johnson, Larry Hughes Jr., and Rob Martin. Also honoring Rob Martin as he was presented a ceremonial ball in honor of his recent admission to the 1,000-point club for CBC. You heard that correctly, not 100. 1,000 points for CBC. What a prolific player he has been since his freshman year. Where he came in and we were fresh off the graduation of Jordan Barnes, another great guard of recent memory. And kind of the comparisons were natural. And early on, Rob Martin just showing all the promise in the world. And he has certainly lived up to that. Just a phenomenal player to have watched, and can't wait to watch him in a postseason run as well. This is Ward working against Martin. Now Philip Sinabad as Hughes pokes it away. It'll stay with Chaminade. A little help from Mr. Pete Genovese getting the ball back to the officials. Good showing from CBC's faculty and staff, as you would expect.
Earlier we shouted out Dean after the John Bull ferocious dunk, making sure he's holding back all the students.
And Rob Martin, as his pass is lofted to him. Martin cuts inside, draws a lot of contact. Basically, who do they give the foul to? They probably could give it to either.
Yeah.
They're going to give it to, I think that is Walt Straughter. It is. That's his third. First of the second half.
Beautiful Euro step by Rob Martin, just to get in between those defenders and to draw the foul. And makes his first one.
10th point of the night for Rob, as Daniels comes in for Walt Straughter. John Bull getting some instructions from Coach Tatum. Never thought I would say this, but stooping down to listen to instructions from Coach Tatum. The second one is good as well. So Martin now with 11. 6:24 remaining in the third quarter. Nice pass underneath for Nate Straughter. This is Daniels, miscommunication with Lansing, but he comes away with it. Sinabad from the free throw line. It is up and no good. Bull tipped it out. Now Daniels for three. Good. He can hit those. Up to 9 points. All of them on three-pointers if memory serves. Or did he have a free throw in there somewhere?
I think he hit a free throw, yes.
He did.
An and one, possibly.
5:51 now. 5-point lead again for the Cadets. Justice Johnson is going to inbound. See who they work it to. All the way up top, Rob Martin underneath for Bull. Only one decision for him there.
Yeah, Chaminade is not too happy. They feel like there might have been like a off-ball foul on John Bull, which led to Lansing going down in an open dunk for John Bull.
Now, if there is a coolness to points ratio, John Bull's is astronomical right now. 4 points, both of them fairly thunderous dunks. First one probably takes the cake, but we'd be glad to see another entry. Sinabad air balls. CBC fans will enjoy that one. Rob Martin pulls that one in one-handed. Don't think he was expecting it. Drives, no good. And they're going to get Lansing with the block. His second foul, that'll send Rob back to the line. Rob has 11 points, as does Larry Hughes Jr. Philip Sinabad also with 11. They're all tied for game lead, although Rob could, of course, take the lead here with this one. 4 points for Bull, 4 for Holmes, 6 for Calvin Ross, those 2 3-pointers in the first half. 2 points for Colin Perry of Chaminade, 4 for B.J. Ward, as the 12th for Martin goes. Daniels has 9, and Nate Straughter with 3. Foul scenario, in case you're wondering, after one half of play. 1 foul for Ward and Nate Straughter of Chaminade, as Martin gets the second one to go as well. 2 fouls for Lansing and Daniels, along with Sinabad of Chaminade. 3 fouls for Walt Straughter. For CBC, it's 2 fouls for Abdul Hamid, and then 1 foul apiece for Ross, Holmes, Houston, Bull, and Martin. Those are, of course, unofficial numbers, but they match up pretty well with what we're seeing up there on the board, so we'll go with them. Ward inbounds. This is Nate Straughter. 5 minutes on the clock. Lansing now. Not too concerned about his shot. They're going to let him pass as they back off, commit to the pressure. Ward hits John Bull with the pass, gets the ball back, though, finds Perry. Perry collides with his numerical counterpart as they work it to Daniels, up and over Bull. Boy, that barely even moved the net. What a shot.
And I think with that three-point shot, Daniels is now the team leading scorer. A couple of threes, very integral, and then once again, Lansing with a beautiful assist.
He's got 12 points. He is a 41% free throw shooter. I'm sorry, a three-point shooter. Make sure I'm looking at the right category on the stat sheet. Houston from the corner now. That's for 3, but rattles out. And Ward with the rebound. Another one for him.
This is something Chaminade can hold on to now, try to get some momentum. We've seen this time and time again in this game alone, and even in the last game.
Daniels, why not? You got the hot hand, let it fly. Didn't look like as smooth a release, might have forced it a little bit. No good. Houston going the other way. He's going to draw the contact, and that's going to be Daniels with a block. So he's going to have his third foul.
Kendall Houston getting the three-point play the old-fashioned way, a 2 and 1.
Believe it or not, first 2 points of the game for Kendall Houston, as Daniels is slow to get up. Heck of a player. You want to make sure he is okay. He took a lot of contact there from Houston. He's helped on by Lansing and Nate Straughter. I certainly hope he is okay, moving very, very gingerly. 4 minutes, 2 seconds remaining in the first half. Cadets got out to an early lead. They came out a little faster than Chaminade, but the Red Devils clawed back. It has been back and forth since. And CBC with a current 8-point lead that's about as big as it has been in the whole game. Doesn't look good for Daniels. Has a very slow seat on the bench over there. Houston gets his free throw to go. 3 points now for Kendall.
Yeah, it's Chaminade's offense got to readjust. I believe Daniels is he the only scorer in this half as of right now with those 2 threes?
I believe he is. The math adds up. There's another one attempted. That was Nate Straughter, no good. Bull comes away with it. Houston finds the left shoulder of Rob Martin, who eventually finds the ball. Another 30 seconds goes off the clock, so we're at about 3:30 remaining. Sinabad comes away with it somehow. Good effort by him. And now Ward works against Justice Johnson. And Bull is going to get called for the foul. Ward hits anyway, though. 6 points now for B.J. Ward. And that is going to be John Bull's, what is that, his second foul. Abdul Hamid is going to come in for Houston. We have an instant replay being queued up. You had one. As Ward steps up to the line. CBC student section, I believe that's Tyler Gant leading the craziness of trying to get him to miss. And it works.
Yeah, very awkward layup there. It was really high, and an excellent effort, by the way, by B.J. Ward.
Well, that is not Tyler Gant, but he did the job, whoever it is up there. 3:03 remaining. John Bull up and over Sinabad, foul and one. Those two exchange pleasantries. Walt Straughter comes in late. You see the smile on John Bull's face.
Looks like both teams want a technical.
So Sinabad is confirmed with the foul, so that is his third foul. I don't see a foul given the other way. Still just the 2 on the board for John Bull. As Sinabad makes his way over, his third again.
Looks like the referees are discussing on what had happened on the play. Possible technical foul.
Yeah, they're conferring, trying to make sure they have the story straight. There was contact between Sinabad and Bull. Two of them exchanged some words, and then Straughter came in out of nowhere. We have a technical being called. Both coaches listening in to make sure they hear it first. So is the technical, are they saying offsetting technicals? So they're going to give a So they're going to give a technical foul to Bull. That would be his third overall foul. They also give a technical to Philip Sinabad. That is his fourth foul in the game. So we'll put an asterisk in the stat column for a technical on both of those guys. A lot of student sections going back and forth. Must be conference basketball.
Yeah, a lot of banter. Not only is it getting heated up within the game, but also fans outside of the game rooting for their teams.
Bull hits. Only his 5th point of the game. And he will be substituted out as Eric Holmes comes in.
John Bull with 3 fouls
Yep.
Almost towards the end of the third quarter. Could be impactful in this game.
It could be. Ward underneath for Lansing. Good. Just to recap from the previous play, it was Sinabad called with the initial foul, and then technicals after the play was over, one for Sinabad and then one for John Bowl. Sinabad, those technicals offset, so Bowl took the shot, and then Hughes can't get that one to go, and we play on with 2:23 remaining. Perry, a sudden stop, and he takes one from the elbow, no good. Ward puts it back.
Chaminade heating up. Back-to-back possessions where they get a 2 going. Now they cut that lead down to 6.
8 points now for Ward as Rob Martin gets the CBC back in. A backdoor wide open as Justice Johnson lays it in. His first points. But the easiest 2 points he's ever going to get.
Yeah, acres and acres of space, but what a find by Robert Martin. We've seen that time and time again, even in this game.
Yeah, he has great vision. Somebody forgot about Justice Johnson. Just a blown coverage, really. Ward. He's going to get called. They're going to get a call against Abdul Hamid. Say he grabbed him. That is Abdul Hamid's third, so he joins John Bowl in the 3 foul category. So CBC has to watch these fouls. You don't want these to escalate or pile up at this point in a very close game. Make no mistake about it, Abdul Hamid is a huge threat from 3. And you might need some shooters at the end, so you want Mikhail Abdul Hamid on the floor. As Nate Strotter converts for 2. 5 points now for him. Hughes, Martin, Abdul Hamid, Johnson, and Holmes out there right now for CBC. They're working against, as that shot is no good, they're working against, Rob just won't let me get that in, will he? Finally, Nate Strotter pulls down a rebound, and he's alongside Ward, Perry, Walt Strotter, Nate Strotter, both of them, and Lansing. Did he go across and back? No. Looked awful close. It looked awfully close, didn't it?
I need a clarification on the rule. Do you need 2 feet to cross the half point, or is only 1?
Or is it about where the ball is? That is a rule point I simply don't know. CBC student section saw it one way, but the 3 trained officials on the floor all agreed it was the other, so we'll go with their judgment. 46.6 seconds. Lansing, easy 2. Can't be giving those away at this point. 4 points for him now, and a 4-point lead for CBC. 35 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Shaping up to be a very watchable finish here at the DC Wilcott Gymnasium. Hughes for 3. Good! So Hughes now with 14. 18 seconds. Ward drives up against Eric Holmes. Thinks better of it. Now Sinabad. 12 seconds. They're going to get Hughes Jr. on the reach. It's his first, so not a huge deal. But it is going to give Chaminade the chance to run a set play of whatever choice they'd like with 11.1 to go.
Yeah, it's the 15th foul, 1 more, and then it'll be one-on-ones from here on out in the second half.
Ward inbounds. Sinabad with 10 seconds to go, working against Abdul Hamid. A lot of contact from Mikhail Abdul Hamid. Lansing now with 5 seconds to go. It's Nate Strotter. He's short. That's going to go out. Chaminade keeps the ball with 0.8 to go. Be a great situation to have Daniels, your 3-point shooter, out on the floor. He went out injured. We have not seen him since. And I don't see him on the bench, so he's down in the locker room. 0.8 to go. Ward inbounds, and that is going to be off the foot of Abdul Hamid. Not a foul, just a whistle. Ward will inbound again. 0.5 to go. Officials sorting out the contact inside. A lot of physicality in this game. Hughes Jr. and Sinabad, and Holmes and Lansing. Good physical matchups in there. Referee's still waiting for something he doesn't like.
Yeah, it looked like Tatum and a ref are having a discussion at the half-court line.
Yeah, I'm not sure what point Tatum is arguing, but I don't think anything is going to change. They get the book sorted out, and we'll play on. Ward is going to inbound. 0.8 to go, so they go back to 0.8, and Nate Straughter's shot is no good. And we will end the third quarter 49-42.
Well, we've had great efficient shooting from both sides of the court, but amidst all of that, it seems like some key players have gone cold. For example, number 31, Philip Sinabad, hasn't gotten a lot of points in this quarter.
Now, Daniels was the big offensive threat here in the second half, but again, injured, and we may have seen the last of him this evening. Hope he is doing okay. And as soon as I say that, is he back out on the floor? He might be. Be good to see him. No, he's okay. The Cadet defense won't like seeing him line up across the way because he started off the half absolutely razor sharp. 8 minutes remaining in this game, 49-42. Tom Eichwald alongside Leo Ramos. We have Trevor Kellogg, Charlie Bryan, Ari Oberman working the broadcast tonight. Who do we have down on the floor? Is that Logan Torrance, I believe, down there on the floor? And Mr. Randy Gardner running production right next to us to our left. We are in a very full DC Wilcott Gymnasium, a great turnout, not surprisingly so, for the number 1 and number 3 team in the area, squaring off with the conference championship on the line. If CBC wins this game, they are your 21-22 conference champions in the MCC. If Chaminade wins, they will be co-champions, both having 2 losses in the conference. As it stands, Chaminade has 2, CBC just the 1. Teams take the floor. It's CBC in the all-white home jerseys. Chaminade wearing the all-black. It's Bowl, Hughes, Martin, Abdul Hamid, and Houston for the Cadets right now against Perry, Sinabad, Ward, Lansing, and I believe that's Nate Straughter. First action of the fourth quarter. Abdul Hamid. Now Hughes. They're going to say travel. A penny for Coach Tatum's thoughts. Not sure if you can see him in the camera frame. He disagrees. But it will be a Red Devil ball. A game where potentially every possession matters. I have a feeling it will here in the fourth quarter. Ward brings it up unopposed, gets a pick from Lansing. Drives, Daniels back out there, good to see. He is moving okay. He went off very, very gingerly. Fearing he might have gone to the locker room, but he is back out here in the fourth quarter. Now Nate Straughter. Fakes the one shot, puts it up eventually, no good. Hughes Jr. comes away with it. He's got Kendall Houston. Houston keeps it himself, no good. Bull with the putback.
Wow. And that was impressive because he was falling like that. That barely got into his reach, but great athletic play by John Bull.
7 points on the game for John Bull, 6 of them via slam dunk. That's got to be fun to be able to do. 7 minutes, 8 seconds to go. Lansing holds it, finds Daniel, who puts it up. No good on the shot, but I think they're going to get a foul here. And is that against Abdul Hamid? It is. Why is that important? That is his 4th. So he has 4 fouls. Just as a reminder, John Bull with 3, one of those a technical. Sinabad on the other side with 4 as well, and a technical. Straughter, it's Walt Straughter with 3. Daniels with 3. That's about it for 3 fouls. Daniels hits.
It looks like Nasir Binion is going to come in for Kendall.
Good spot. I would have missed that as I was updating the point total. Daniels lines it up again. The CBC faithful do their best. That's good.
Yeah, you expect Daniels to make both of those. 86% from the free throw line.
Outstanding shooter. Abdul Hamid drives baseline. Gets Bull, but Bull can't hang on to it. Lansing, Binion gets in there. We have a jump ball. And that will go to Chaminade.
A different look from the CBC defense. Looked like they're going to do a full court press.
Applying just a little more pressure. They're going to make Chaminade work for every possession here.
Or maybe not.
They'll meet him right at the line probably. Or not. That's what we know. They're going to let Ward get set. Lansing again with the pick. Justice Johnson into the game for Abdul Hamid. 6:37 remaining. Lansing. Again, passes up the shot. Hands it off, well, football style, to Nate Strotter as Martin picks his pocket. Rob Martin drives, a little bit of contact, ball loose. It comes away. Nate Strotter has it in his hands. Is he going to go straight up against Bull? Bull with the block, but are they going to get John with the foul? They are.
You know what that means.
That's a big one, too, because that's 4.
So Eric Holmes is going to come in and be the big man for at least the majority part of this fourth quarter, maybe for 4 minutes. And then we'll see probably John Bull come in for the later minutes of the game.
One of the things you mentioned early on, Leo, as Nate Strotter takes the shot, no good, about keeping your composure. You know, you're in a situation, if you're John Bull, where you're on 4 fouls now, one of which is reacting after you were fouled. You know, and that could be big. You know, if he fouls out, you know, one of those is, I think, avoidable. You know, you want to stand up for yourself. You want to stand up, but at the same time, you know, you have to be cognizant of the situation and what a big loss it would be, you know, if he were to pick up 5, because he can't be on the floor right now, because they're going to save him for the last few minutes.
Yeah, and I think it's just a learning experience for John Bull.
Hughes, no good. You have to say you'd love for CBC to put together a big enough lead where it doesn't matter. A lot of contact on the floor. We get a jump ball. And this will go CBC's way.
Once again, Nasir Binion on the hustle play. That's now 2 jump balls that he has caused, probably within the last minute and a half. And, yeah, he's kind of the workhorse of this offense. Very low-key, but he offers a lot.
Under 6 minutes remaining as Justice Johnson inbounds all the way up top to one-handed Larry Hughes Jr.
He did that one-handed. He's not
one-handed.
one-handed.
He did that one-handed, correct. Larry Hughes Jr. lays it in. I'm going to have to start a new column of points for him, as he now has 16 in this game. And that's going to be a timeout taken, which gives us a chance to tell you that if you're a fan of CSN, you've definitely heard us mention our friend and State Farm agent, CBC alum Tim Kylo. It's time to give Tim a call. Let him help you save money on your insurance. We're talking home, life, boat, anything. If it can be insured, Tim is your guy. He's helped several members of the CBC community save hundreds or even thousands of dollars per year by switching to State Farm. Tim's our guy. He can be your guy, too. Give him a call, 314-842-4442, or send him an email, tim@timkylo, that's KILO.com. One more sponsor we want to get in during the break, BSN Sports, the official apparel provider of Cadet Athletics. BSN and Under Armour keep our players and coaches looking good on the field. They can help you look even better than you already do as well. Keep your eye out for CBC online team stores or shop anytime at bsnsports.com. Leo, 5:44 remaining. You have a 9-point lead. Safe to say, not a very comfortable 9-point lead.
Yeah, and I was just about to say that. I think we've had a lead as big as 10, maybe 11. I recall 10. It could be higher, but like you said, it is not a comfortable lead. Chaminade always finds a way to just sneak back into this game.
Daniels inbounds to Ward. It's Daniels, Ward, Lansing, Perry, and Nate Strotter. Sinabad is going to get ready to come back in. He is on 4 fouls. Wonder if we might see him in more offensive situations. Bring him out on defense, try to extend his life in this game and avoid that 5th foul as Daniels lays it in. No good. They're going to get somebody here. Eric Holmes looked the most concerned, but instead it's Justice Johnson. First foul for Justice. That sends Daniels to the line for 2. Percentages say he's awfully good. A little bit deep on the first one, though. Sinabad checks in for Lansing.
Yeah, an interesting call to bring Sinabad in with 5 minutes and a half left in the game. Maybe they might telling him to just lay off a little bit on the defensive side, don't get another foul.
Yep, be smart. But they sure could use him. You say on one hand, if he's in the game and gets his 5th foul, then what are you doing bringing him back in? But at the same time, you got a 9-point deficit. You leave him out, that deficit becomes 15. Very different games. So I think you have to take the risk here. And CBC preparing to take a risk, bring John Bull back in as well. Bob Martin across, underneath for Holmes. Finds Johnson. Again, incidental contact, but Holmes almost got tripped up. Certainly not a foul, I don't think. Not enough for that. 4:47 remaining as Justice Johnson dribbles, spins.
Johnson had a lot of space to shoot that 3. Maybe he's not too comfortable with 3.
Martin for Johnson to Binion, no good. Nicely worked, but you got to finish. 4.5 now remaining as Daniels drives. Up and over Holmes, no good. Holmes comes away with the rebound, and he's going to draw the foul from Nate Straughter. Second foul for Straughter with 4:23 to go. Not a shooting situation, as Bowl and Houston will check back in. Bowl comes in for Holmes, Houston for Binion. Making it Johnson, Bowl, Houston, Martin, and Hughes against Perry, Ward, Sinabad, Lansing, and Daniels.
Yeah, this game starting to feel very slow. A lot of fouls, a lot of turnovers, but we're not seeing an as fast-paced game as we did in the first half.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a classic if it didn't slow down at the end with stoppages. Martin works against Ward. Puts it on the right hand, goes back out. Good footwork by Ward. Hughes in a lot of contact. Gets the shot away, and he's going to draw the foul from Lansing on the floor. Seated on the floor, Lansing commits the shooting foul. That's kind of impressive.
I think that's a first for me.
Oh, actually, they're going to get Daniels with that one. I thought I saw the contact from Lansing, but Daniels must have come in from the side. That is a very important difference because that is now Daniels' 4th foul.
And he's the Chaminade's leading scorer right now with 15 points.
Well, and Daniels is the guy you might need late. You know, if you need a couple late 3 attempts, Daniels is your man. So that's potentially big. Hughes hits. Now with 17 points by my count. They got him at 18 on the board. That's why they keep the official. Perry thinks about the shot, finds Lansing. Holmes came in from the backside, couldn't get the block as Lansing lays it in. 6 points now for him, 3.5 remaining. Cadets lead by 8. Johnson to Martin, underneath, trying to find Holmes, but instead finds Daniels. Now Sinabad works against Kendall Houston. Lansing again with a pick. Perry, Daniels, good.
Great passing play by the Chaminade offense to get the easy 2-pointer. You know, it looked easy, but it's not.
Daniels 1 point behind Hughes for the game lead. This is Larry Hughes. Thinks about the shot, and he's going to draw the 5th foul from Sinabad.
And this could be troublesome for Chaminade. He is out of the game now after that one.
Yes, it could. So Philip Sinabad fouls out of this game. Good situational awareness from Hughes because you know he wants to take that shot, but he recognizes an opportunity to take perhaps the most dominant physical player Chaminade has out of this game with a foul. That is basketball IQ is what they call that. As Hughes hits the free throw, make it 19 points. Trying to make it an even 20 here with 3 minutes to go. He does. Hughes, game leader with 20. Ward and Chaminade still an 8-point deficit. Lansing, Daniels, back for Lansing. Dribbles in. Nate Straughter now. Lansing, blocked by Johnson. Justice from the backside with the block. Now Martin against Daniels. He draws the foul, and now Daniels is out.
That's the second block today by Justice Johnson. We have not mentioned this, but he has been probably the most integral part of the CBC defense for the last 2 years, creating steals, blocking passes, and even, I guess, blocks on shots as well.
So CBC with the lead, and now Sinabad and Daniels are out of this game. Again, good awareness by Martin to drive on a guy he knows has 4 fouls. Force him to make a decision, and really nothing Daniels could do there. The wrong place at the wrong time. Can't just get out of his way. Martin coming too fast to really do anything about. 2:33 remaining.
And this might be poor awareness of how many fouls you have in the game. If I was Daniels, I would probably just get out of the way and let him have that basket. I know it's a hard decision, but you're such an important part of that offense. Now that's the top 2 leading scorers out of the game for Chaminade.
Yeah, they could certainly use them back out there as Martin misses the first. An 8-point game, 2:30 to go. Martin wasn't going to miss 2 in a row, was he? Now 14 points for Rob. Ward for Chaminade. Need to start filling it up at this point. That's tipped by Martin. It'll be out, but stays with the Red Devils. Let's be clear, though. Even a 9-point lead, not a whole heck of a lot against a team with as much success as Chaminade has had, trying to play to keep their conference championship hopes alive. Lansing, now Nate Strotter. Back to Lansing. Hughes is going to rip it out of his hands, but that'll be out for a Red Devil ball. Very courteously handed back to the official by Jake Mitchell. He and his lacrosse team are getting ready to get started on their season. Loving their chances as that one makes it into the stands. Taking one for the team in the student section.
Look at that brothership. They were making sure he was okay after that one.
That's what everybody's concerned about, but everybody appears to be okay. Ball is inbounded with 2:15 to go. Walt Strotter nowhere to go, finds Perry. Colin Perry gets himself to 4 points. Now 7-point difference. CBC content to go for possession for the next 2 minutes, but in no rush. Also going to put the ball into the hands of some of their best shooters. Invite Chaminade to foul, but that's a timeout taken first by Coach Tatum. Cadet fans, are you protected? Call State Farm agent and CBC alum Tim Kylo for all your insurance needs. Tim is more than just the best insurance guy in town. He's also the presenting sponsor of CSN, and we're incredibly grateful for his support. Call Tim at 314-842-4442 or send him an email, tim@timkylo, that's KILO.com. 2 minutes remaining on the clock. The Cadets leading by 7. Daniels is out, Sinabad is out, Bowl is on 4 fouls, as is Mikhail Abdul-Hamid. In terms of the points, Larry Hughes leads all scorers with 20. Rob Martin with 14 in second place for CBC. Daniels, before he fouled out, had 17. Sinabad with 11. BJ Ward with 8. It's going to be Houston. Bowl is in the game. Hughes, Johnson, and Martin for CBC. For Chaminade, it's Ward, Walt Strotter, Perry, Nate Strotter, and Lansing. Lansing matched up against Bowl. Hamid working against Walt Strotter.
I think Coach Tatum called a timeout here to just tell the guys how they're going to approach this game offensively.
BJ Ward is going to get called for his second foul of the game. CBC will take that because it's going to send Rob Martin to the line. Just under 73% from the line, so they'll take this. That's good from Rob. Makes it an even 15. Yeah. Eric Hughes is going to check in, or Eric Holmes rather, for Justice Johnson.
CBC going for height in the latter stages of this game, making sure that the Chaminade offense can't get easy points down low in the paint.
Martin now with 17, or 16 for those actually counting. Timeout is going to be taken. As Chaminade will draw up a play with 1:45 to go. They trail by 9. I have to say it's doable, but the clock is not their friend. I want to say thanks to the folks at Mercy Sports Medicine for continuing to take great care of our student athletes. Mercy is ranked as a top-tier Catholic health system nationally and offers the highest quality health care for students and their families. We know this firsthand here at CBC. Athletic trainer Kristen Jeans and the team at Mercy take great care of our young men. To learn more, visit www.mercy.net. So many sponsors make this broadcast and many like it possible. Mention Mercy. You've heard us talk about Tim Kylo, both his insurance work, 842-4442, as well as Resurrection Charities Foundation, which you can find on Facebook, BSN Sports, the official apparel provider of Cadet Athletics, Chick-fil-A, and we're back to Mercy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure BSN is responsible for the newly released, I guess you could say, replicas, as one of our own, Trevor Kellogg, is wearing a basketball replica jersey.
It is on sale in the Cadet store. It was a marketing project of one of our business classes. They designed, promoted, and are now selling a replica basketball jersey out of the Cadet store. So great job by our Cadet store also to partner with the students and be selling the replica jersey. See a number of them in the CBC student section as well. Purple jersey, yellow trim as the Cadets sing Country Road. Wouldn't be a basketball game without some John Denver. B.J. Ward misses short. Lansing tries to come up with the rebound. Nate Straughter is going to take the foul from Martin, I believe. Martin and Holmes were both in there. I think it's Martin.
Yeah, I think he might have had a reaction, and so the ref is telling him to calm down. But it's only his second foul, so you shouldn't be too worried if you're a Cadet fan.
Sends Nate Straughter to the line. Straughter, 74% free throw shooter. Knows what he's doing. Kudos to Gavin Conley, though, for waving the crutches.
Yeah, I saw that.
Him.
Even injured, you can always find a way to root for CBC.
State champion Gavin Conley watching with some of his football teammates down there. Always great how the athletes of the various sports support each other here, as do the coaches. Anytime there's a big basketball game, Coach Pingle can be found in the stands, as can Coach Staub. Lansing up, no good. That's Bowles' fifth, so he's done. John Bowles going to finish his game with just 7 points. But one of the more memorable dunks in recent CBC basketball lore, the putback right in front of the student section in the first quarter. A great dunk that was. That sends Lansing to the line. No good. We're both reaching for it, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. Here it is. I got it. 57.9, so basically 58% from the free throw line.
Misses both. Hughes comes away with the rebound. Big opportunity there for Chaminade to try to get a couple points back from the line. And we're going to get Ward called for a foul against Rob Martin. Rob nowhere to go. About to cross over his own half line, just leans in a little bit and draws the foul.
Yeah, I've never seen 3 defenders on one guy until that point that just happened.
Everybody knows what Rob Martin can do shooting, what he can do with the ball in his hands. But it's those little things, little IQ moments. Leaning in to take the contact from Daniels, knowing he's going to be out of the game, just as we've seen Hughes do a minute before. That situation where he's got nowhere to go, but he just instinctively knows how to get out of the situation, and he comes away with points to show for it. It's just those little things that are never going to show up in the stats. Yes, he'll get the point for that, 2 points. But those little things are just so important, and you're looking at a Cadillac of a basketball player in Rob Martin because all those little details are just so sharp.
Yeah, and I know you and I are both kind of numbers nerds when it comes to the stats, but as you said, the stat sheet doesn't say everything. There's so much that goes into what makes a player and their play style and just kind of how they overall approach the game.
Lansing back to the line, 1:04 remaining. CBC leads by 9 as Lansing does not convert. Substitution being readied for Chaminade.
It's another one of those big IQ moments. I think they realized that Lansing is not a free throw shooter, so they intentionally fouled them on when they had the ball.
Yep. Now 0 for 4 as Martin shows his speed and gets away from the entire team is going to be chasing him here. Tries to find a pass through to Justice Johnson, but it's picked off. Now Nate Strawder, they need to hit a few of these. No good. Walt Strawder pulls it down, fires it into Ward. Nice pass. That's Perry in the corner, couldn't get the shot away. Nate Strawder again, he's the shooter they're going to turn to. He gets 3, and a timeout taken. So Nate Strawder all of a sudden with a sneaky 10 points and a 6-point difference with 38.4 to go.
I'm sweating. I am sweating, Mr. Eichwald, because we've mentioned it over and over and over again, and I will say it again. It's not over till it's over. I don't know how many times I just said over.
A lot. Over. You kind of have a 6-point differential. We said it couldn't come, it could very well come down to late mistakes, and you don't want to make them. We have a 6-point game. Chaminade just missed 4 free throws. CBC just hit 2. Add it up. That's 6 points right there. I mean, that could very well be the ball game. You play this whole game, right? You come up with a game plan. You get hyped about it for weeks. You see it on the calendar. You circle it. And that's the way it goes. It could come down to just maybe a minute. A minute's worth of free throws. It's the difference in this game. And
it looks like they're going to take off Lansing because they don't want this to happen. They don't want him to have the ball and then just get fouled on the offense. So they're going to put a lot of guards on the court. It not only it emphasizes that they have speed, but I think these are all guys that are competent free throw shooters.
B.J. Jackson onto the floor for Chaminade now. Walt Strawder forces the turnover. That could be big for Chaminade. Ward now, no good. Walt Strawder puts it up, and he's going to be fouled. 6-point differential, 30.2 seconds to go. Martin picks up his 3rd, but more importantly, this is going to be 2 shots for Walt Strawder.
CBC needs to get these defensive rebounds. This has happened time and time again, and this is what led to a couple free throws throughout the game.
Looking at a 61% free throw shooter. First one is no good. Boy, they're going to be lamenting this 4th quarter free throw shooting, aren't they? This is a big one here. Gets it to go.
Uh-oh. Some confusion.
Yep.
Robert Martin needs to find a pass because they're going to triple, quadruple team him if he gets caught in a corner.
It's Kendall Houston back for Johnson. Walt Strawder picks it off. That's going to be out, and then we get a timeout taken by CBC. Coach Tatum didn't like the inbound play. That's 2 turnovers, though, because of Chaminade's pressure, and that is probably why Coach Tatum is so animated. Not thrilled with those turnovers. 28.3 remaining. And this timeout, Chaminade getting clarification that they will have the ball underneath. So they got time to draw up a play, try to work it probably to Nate Strawder, see if you can get him with a 3-point look. But you got to do it quickly. 5-point game, just triple checking my math before I say that out loud. Rule number 1 of broadcasting, never do live math on the air. Always make double sure, but it is a 5-point differential with 28.3 remaining. So you get a quick 3. CBC's going to keep all their shooters on the floor because you don't want to give them a situation where they got a guy they can foul to get the ball back.
So it looks like it's actually going to be CBC ball, considering that Eric Holmes is all the way down on the other side of the court.
So it did come off of Strawder. Johnson, Martin, Hughes, Houston, and Holmes for CBC. Perry, Jackson, Strawder, and Ward for Chaminade. Good pressure from Ward as he fouls Kendall Houston. Nothing else he could do there. That'll be his 4th. Chaminade would hate to see him go off. 25 seconds remaining. As Houston goes to the line. Just under 70% on the season from the line for Kendall. CBC trying to win a conference title. First one doesn't go. Lansing checks back in for Chaminade. As Houston gets his second. Chance to make it 6. Doesn't, stays a 5-point game. Nate Straughter comes away with it. And Larry Hughes fouls him.
And just in case you guys at home did not know, we are in double digits for both teams when it comes to fouls. I think that is the 11th for the Cadets, and there has been 10 for the Red Devils.
So Nate Straughter goes to the line. I think we said earlier he is a 73.5% free throw shooter. So big opportunity now for Chaminade. Straughter hits the first. His 11th point. Abdul Hamid is going to come back out for CBC. For Hughes, better free throw shooter, which I imagine is the reason for the substitution. 22.8 to go. It's a 4-point game. Straughter makes, no, he can make it a 3-point game. Houston will be fouled again. That's Jackson with his first foul. And we're going to have 20 more seconds of this, you think?
Yeah, absolutely. And that foul was intentional after Kendall Houston missed. I don't think that's his first 2 free throws, but the 2 free throws a couple moments ago.
And if you're Kendall, I think you love this. You get an opportunity to redeem yourself right after. You don't usually get that. Nice first shot by Kendall. Holmes is going to come back out. Johnson and Abdul Hamid make way, and Calvin Ross, the other substitution, in. 21.5 remaining. The lead is 6. 2 big free throws from Abdul Hamid.
With that, Chaminade is going to need a big 3-pointer.
Perry loses his handle.
And TJ Ward just a little too strong on it.
Yeah, it is, and that's Walt Straughter who's going to get called for the foul as he went for the ball and instead got Larry Hughes' head. So that is Nate Straughter. Oh no, correction, Walt Straughter. His 4th foul. It is a technical. So Hughes shoots 1. That's good. Hughes with 21 points. Stays at 21. 8.3 seconds remaining. 7-point differential. Almost there for CBC, but not comfortable yet. Martin double teamed, just tackled. And that's Straughter and Perry just wrapped him up before it's even inbounded. Who do they get here? That is a foul against Perry. Well, he could have gotten either of them. Would have been Straughter's 5th, though. So Chaminade probably glad they gave it to Perry.
Yeah, you're already seeing a few fans leaving as Robert Martin buries his first free throw.
That's a big one. 19 points now, and that makes the lead 8. As Owen Goddard checks in. It is senior night, the senior Owen Goddard. Getting a few seconds here at the end. Look at that smile on Eric Holmes' face.
Yeah, Owen
Goddard chants from the crowd. Martin hits a second. That's 20 points for him. Inbounded by Chaminade. No fouls needed here for CBC. 6 seconds remaining. Ward lets fly and hits. 11 points now for Ward, but that's not enough to do it. Cadets come away 67-60. What a big statement win right at the end of the regular season for CBC.
Yeah, this game, as we mentioned, right down to the wire. It seemed like it was never ending, but the Cadets prevail and get their revenge, and also they get the MCC title for 2022 basketball.
The Cadets are your 2021-2022 MCC champs. They could have been co-champs had Chaminade won, but the Cadets hold on in a great game of basketball. Very, very watchable. We hope you enjoyed it at home. We certainly enjoyed bringing it to you. 67-61 is your score. At halftime, it was 27-21 CBC. built a slight lead in the third quarter, 49-42. Chaminade gave it a valiant effort trying to dig back, but really maybe comes down to fourth quarter free throw shooting. Chaminade couldn't hit theirs, and CBC started racking them in at the other end, and that was maybe the turning point, the last turning point in this game, as the Cadets finished the victors by 6. Scoring summary in this one, Rob Martin finishes with 20 points. Larry Hughes Jr. just edges him out with 21. Justice Johnson with 2. Bowl with 7 before fouling out. Kendall Houston with 5. Eric Holmes with 4. Calvin Ross with 2 big three-pointers in the first half for 6. For Chaminade, it's Colin Perry with 4. BJ Ward with 11. Jimmy Lansing with 6. Nilovan Daniels with 17. Walt Straughter with 1. Philip Sinabad with 11. And Nate Straughter also with 11. The Cadets, your 2021-2022 MCC champions. You see what it means to the student body and the players. Great images to leave you on. We hope you've enjoyed the broadcast. We have a week off before we pick up with playoff basketball. But next weekend you'll want to be around for playoff hockey as well. 25th and 26th. You will have the state semifinal hockey game. And there you see it, the Metro Catholic Conference boys basketball champions, the CBC Cadets. Congratulations to the Cadets. Congratulations to Chaminade as well on a very well-played game. That's going to do it for us up here on the booth. For Charlie Bryan, Ari Oberman, Trevor Kellogg, Leo Ramos, Randy Gardner, all of us at CSN want to thank you for joining us. We'll see you all again very soon.